What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Carter Sports Coverage. I'm your boy SB Cash. Welcome back to a brand new week. As y'all can see, Ryan not with me. Of course, he'll be back next week. But we got a whole bunch of issues and topics to get to today on this episode of Carter Sports Coverage. So before we get into it, let me say what I always say. Shout out to Feed Me Sandwich Kings. Come get you a sandwich. Shout out to DJ Marv. Go hard. And let's kick this thing off right. So, first news, we're going to get to the biggest stories to me from the NFL, okay? So, let's talk about the biggest thing all week that I've been waiting to talk about. Deshaun Watson goes from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson is now a Cleveland Brown. Yes, it's official. It's very crazy to me because when they was in the running, when everybody, the four teams they were in the running, they said Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Cleveland. He told Carolina and Cleveland that he already was out the race. So I was for sure thinking it was down to Atlanta and New Orleans, right? But Deshaun Watson doubles backs and he picks Cleveland and goes to the Browns. That's a big move for the Browns. I know all the Brown fans are happy. And if you really look at all the teams that was really looking to get him out them four, I feel like he went to the best team all around. Like the Browns got the run game there. The Browns got the defense there. So Deshaun just got to come in and do Deshaun things. And I think he'll elevate the team. I stand by what I said with Baker. I feel like they gave up on Baker too quick. And I only say that because he had a great season 2 years ago, and then last season it wasn't that great, and I feel like people just crucified him. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. They're going to move on. I do think Cleveland is a better team with Deshaun Watson, but then again, he hasn't played all year. He's been out. So, that's something to keep an eye on. We never know how they'll come back after sitting out a whole year. We don't know if he'll just be the same super touchdown producing quarterback or if he'll have to ease his way back into the mix. We'll have to see. But shout out to Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Cleveland should be very exciting this year. Next thing I want to talk about. Big news from my Super Bowl champion team, the Los Angeles Rams, man. It kind of pains me to say it, but I'm going to have to go ahead and get it out on this show. So after a long 5 years with my guy, Robert Woods, man, the Rams have decided to part ways with Robert Woods. As y'all know, he's been our one of our star receivers for the last 5 years. Coming up, he's been part of the culture change in LA. They brought the new mentality into the building of just elevate and keep working. And so they actually trade Robert Woods to the Titans for a 6th-round pick. And I'll tell you, Rams Nation, this hurts me, honestly, and I'll tell you why, because I love Robert Woods. Robert Woods is one of the most underrated receivers in the league, so it definitely hurts me that he's leaving our team, you know what I mean? I wish we could have kept him. I think it was some money issues because, we did give him a bag not too long ago, so was supposed to pay him a lot of money. Man, he's definitely going to help the Titans out. The Titans got a run game right there with Derrick Henry. He's going to be – watch him. He'll probably lead the Titans in catches next year if T.Hill can get him the ball. I can see that because he's not just a deep threat. He can run all the routes. He's going to block for you. He does the dirty work, man. Shout out to Robert Woods. We're going to miss you in L.A. Definitely. On to the new news in L.A. We definitely just acquired one of the best receivers in the league also. Allen Robinson just came to the Rams. 3-year deal. As y'all know, Allen Robinson played for the Bears for many years. He was a great receiver. Never really had great quarterback play. That's in his time in Jacksonville and his time in Chicago. Never had great quarterback play. So everybody kind of feels like he's getting the best quarterback he's ever been with in his career this year being on the Rams team. And I like it. You know what I mean? Allen Robinson he's a tough receiver. He's a tough receiver. He goes up. He wins contested balls. He's big. He's physical. I like it. I wish we could have kept Robert Woods. You know what I mean? I really like Woods. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's a business. We got to know what it is. So, Allen Robinson, I hope you come and do big things. Let's see some jump balls from Matt Stafford to Allen Robinson. Let's go. Next thing I want to talk about. Matt Ryan, Falcons quarterback for a long time, has went to the Indianapolis Colts. Yes, Indianapolis Colts. After Carson Wentz goes to the Washington Commanders, Matt Ryan goes to the Indianapolis Colts. That's a good move for the Colts, man. It's a lot of mixed feelings about this move. A lot of Atlanta fans was ready to move on from Matt Ryan, and they kind of kicked him on the way out. You know what I mean? My thinking on it, how I feel, Matt Ryan, he did all he could. When the franchise was loaded, he was going crazy. You know what I mean? Matt Ryan's always been a good quarterback to me, if you ask me. But you have to put a great supporting cast around him so he can flourish. He's going to always put up the 300-yard game, 3 touchdown games. You know what I mean? But it's like the wins started lacking. I feel like once the talent started to go. Honestly, if y'all want to be real, if y'all want me to tell you my true feelings, I feel like he was never the same after that Super Bowl with Tom. But it's not the same like he's just a bad player, but just I really think that did something to his mental. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he's still a good quarterback. I feel like him coming to the Colts, that's a good situation. Good defense, good run game, receivers there. I feel like that's a playoff team. Watch out for Indianapolis. Next thing I want to talk about. This is big, huge news, man. Okay. T.Hill has just been traded to the Miami Dolphins. And it's so crazy to me, man. This just happened, like, today. So, like, I don't know how, like, T.Hill is one of the best receivers in the league. Has been for years, right? You know what I mean? Definitely top 3 fastest. Might be the fastest in the league. Let's not make no mistake about it. He's been putting up the numbers. So my thing is, like, I don't even know how the Chiefs came to a point of wanting to get rid of him. Honestly, I feel like it's some in-house thing where they really don't want to give him the money. They know they could get another young gun at receiver and still flourish with Mahomes because Mahomes is just Mahomes. That's kind of what I think Kansas City's thinking. But who knows? The talk on it is they had contract negotiations and they couldn't work anything out. So T.Hill ends up going to the Dolphins. I like that move, man. Jalen Waddle with T.Hill. Tua, you should have your season. I think the Dolphins is a playoff team just from getting that. It is going to be about how you use it. Now, Andy Reid, figured out great ways to use T.Hill. You know what I mean? Because I see this a lot where teams will get a speedy receiver, but they really don't know how to deploy them or really know how to use them. We had the same problem when we had Jeff Fisher in St. Louis and we had Tavon Austin. If you have a good coach that can actually get those players open and get them good looks, man, sky's the limit. So shout out to the Dolphins for getting that. I know all Dolphin fans are happy. All right, now let's move to the NBA. NBA action. Okay, what I want to talk about in this segment of Carter Sports Coverage on the NBA side is, my first topic is, I want to talk about the Celtics a little bit. Then I also want to talk about the play-in. I know on these last episodes I talked a lot about the teams that's in the first 6 to 7, 8 spots, but we'll talk about the play-in outlook right now. We've got about 10 to 12 games left for every team in the NBA season until play-in starts. So, first thing I want to talk about is the Celtics. So, I know if anybody's been paying attention to basketball, the Celtics have been on a tear. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, they've actually been going really, like, it's just out the blue to me. When I thought they was done, I thought they was out for the count. They're out here showing the league that they ain't going nowhere, and they're starting to get it to work. At the beginning of the year, they had a lot of talks about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Could they actually play together and actually separating them? And I was for that. When they was first saying that, I was for that because I felt like they're both great ISO players. You ISO, you know what I mean? And they can score type players. So I didn't know if it totally meshed, but I think they're learning how to play with each other and meshing it all together. And not to mention Robert Williams, Al Horford, and of course Marcus Smart been playing some great defense. This is what I wanted to say. Boston was 23-24 on January 21st. Okay, January 21st, they were 23-24. That's a losing record. And they were in 8th place. That was around the time when I was on here telling y'all, like, yeah, Boston look about done and they're out of it. They were in 8th place. That was on January 21st. Since January 21st, they've gone 22-4. 22-4, and in those 22 wins, 11 of those wins they've won by 20 points. So, like, I don't know if people really watching that, but like, they're really clicking out there, man. So shout out to Boston, shout out to Tatum. They getting it rolling. They're actually creeping up in the East. You know what I mean? In the East right now, the top teams: number 1, the Heat; number 2, the Bucks; number 3, the 76ers; number 4, the Celtics. Number 5, the Bulls. They've slipped back. And number 6, the Cavs. They pushed up to 6. So let's talk about the play-in in the East. So in the play-in in the East, we're looking at right now, if it ended right now, we're looking at the Raptors. The Toronto Raptors will be facing the Brooklyn Nets. The Toronto Raptors are 7. The Brooklyn Nets are 8. They will be playing right now if it was the play-in. And then at the 9 and the 10, we would get the Charlotte Hornets to take on the Atlanta Hawks. If the play-in was to start today, you would get number 9 Hornets taking on the number 10 Hawks. So those are intriguing matchups. Nets versus Raptors, how do y'all feel? You know what I mean? Raptors having a way better year than they did last year. And they got something going. Scotty Barnes, Pascal's back. And Fred VanVleet, they got some stuff. But, Brooklyn is that wild card. Brooklyn's that team they look at like, I think nobody really wants to play. Like, yeah, they're in the 8th spot, but come on, who want to see KD and Kyrie? You know what I mean? Don't let them lift that mandate. If they lift that mandate and Kyrie get to play home games, it's over as far as them at least passing the play-in. You feel me? They're definitely going to get that, so I feel like. So, next, when you look at the Hornets and the Hawks, everybody was talking about the Hawks out the off. Hawks was out the offs. They've been making a run. They're in the 10th spot. If they play the Hornets... Oh, also, shout out to the Hornets signing Isaiah Thomas. No more 10-day contracts. They put him on the roster. I'm glad to see that. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas. He deserves that. But yeah, them playing the Hawks. Hawks at full strength, I would have to go with the Hawks. You know what I mean? Trae Young's my guy. But I definitely respect the Hornets, you know what I mean, and what they're doing. So, if we move to the West, in the West, you got number 1 Suns, number 2 Grizzlies, number 3 Warriors, number 4 Jazz, number 5 Mavs, number 6 Nuggets. Them are all the safe teams. Look for the play-in. Right now in the play-in, the number 7 spot, you got the Timberwolves. In the number 8 spot, you got the Clippers. And again, shout out to Tyronn Lue, bro. Keeping the boy motivated without playing with their top 2 players most of all the year. Paul George and Kawhi been out all year. Shout out to Tyronn Lue keeping the Clippers in the hunt. But if it ended today, the Timberwolves will play the Clippers. That's an intriguing matchup. Timberwolves definitely have some good pieces. I think the Timberwolves can get them in a play-in, the Clippers in a play-in, because, it's all going to depend on what Reggie Jackson do. Reggie Jackson go up, they got a chance. But if not, boom, Timberwolves. Then at the 9th spot, you got the Lakers. And at the 10th spot, you got the Pelicans. Last 2 teams in the West that's looking in. If they was to play right now, you always got to respect Bron. And I really feel like if the Lakers played the Pelicans as bad as we've been this year, I think we can beat them. I think we would be able to beat the Pelicans on a size type thing. They don't have Zion. He's not coming back. We'll see if Brandon Ingram play. I'm pretty sure he'll suit up for the play-in, but he's been in and out with injuries. But, they got CJ McCollum there, but I don't think that'll be enough. If the Lakers come out motivated, 1 or 2, 3 games, you know what I'm saying, just to win that play-in. So that is the end of this week's rant. Of course, if you guys want to put anything on this table, go ahead, hit us up, let us know. Hit us a DM, shoot us a message, let us know. We can have talks to do that. This is Carter Sports Coverage. I'm SB Cash. Ryan gonna be back next week. It's probably gonna be more trades and stuff going down. The NFL's going crazy. NBA dwindling down. We definitely gonna keep y'all posted, man. Carter Sports Coverage, chill.